Hey everybody, I'm going to show you how you can plant mint in your garden bed in a way that prevents it from spreading and taking over the whole garden. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here's a section of mint that I dug up from another part of my yard, and you can see that this plant spreads like crazy from runners. So here's the underground runner, here are the roots, and every few inches there's a sprout of mint coming up. So if you plant that in a garden bed, in a few months you will have only one thing in your garden, which is mint. So here's how you get around that. This is a nursery pot that I purchased some plant in, and I have cut off the bottom, as you can see, and this just becomes a barrier that prevents those runners from spreading out. So I've dug my hole, and I actually want to put this barrier like equal with the soil level. I don't want to see it very well when I've filled everything back in, but what I do want it to do is prevent those runners from spreading. If you put it too low, then the runners will just go right over the edge, so you can't bury it too much. The reason why I cut off the bottom is because I want this soil to function like a normal garden soil. I don't want it to function like a containerized plant. I want it to have just a continuous layer of soil all the way from the surface down to when it hits bedrock. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill it in. And you can do this with any size of pot that you want. And if you want a bigger patch of mint, you can use a bigger diameter pot. In this case, I really only want a small patch, so I'm going to use actually a pretty small pot. And then once you get within a couple inches of the top, then you just put in your plugs. So here's one I'm going to go ahead and tuck in. And I'm going to do several of these because I'm not sure how many of these are going to survive. So just tuck that in there. And then tuck in maybe one or two more sprigs. And you kind of want them to be, you want the runner, of course, to be covered by soil, but you want the leaves to be above the soil surface. So when you fill in, just pull those plants up or down to get them at the right height. And you can just play around with it to see what works for you. Now the trick in the western states here is to get these to grow, is to keep them moist until they grow a new root system. And so I'm going to water these after I'm done. But now what I'm going to do is try to get the soil level in a place where I don't see that pot barrier every time I come into my garden. So I'm going to bring the soil right up to the edge. There we go. All right, so that's how you can plant mint in your garden and prevent it from taking over. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.